Finally, some fresh air. We've made it out. That's the outer prison wall.
Yeah, but the wrong side of it. We're still inside.
What? Oh, Scheiße. How's that possible?
Must have made a wrong turn somewhere. Are you sure it was 250 meters south, then right, then left, 120 meters straight, turn right, and then 65 meters?
I recall you saying 220 meters west, then left, then right, 150 meters straight, turn left, and then 65 meters straight.
What? Show me that filthy napkin again. Huh. Yeah, you're right. It's definitely left.
Right. So, should we go back and give it another shot?
You know what? Maybe we should check with these dudes for directions. Seems like they've got this place all figured out.
Verdammt. That was a good plan.
Mr. Schmid, I get the impression that you weren't satisfied with your accommodation.
Richtig. Could I maybe get a room with a better view? That would be lovely. Thank you.
But you seem to have been getting along so well with your roommate.
What can I say? I'm a friendly dude. Who knows? Maybe we could be friends too. Granted, we got off to a bad start. You haven't even introduced yourself. The beating wasn't exactly nice either.
My apologies for that. I believe you understand the guards found it necessary, since you treated their colleagues similarly. But how about a fresh start? In the spirit of friendship, I'm prepared to offer you an olive branch.
Where's Drago? What are you gonna do to him?
That doesn't concern you anymore. There's nothing you could do for Mr. Sharkhan anyway. We have other plans for him.
That's a shame. I was actually starting to like that guy. Already had my fill of olives, thank you very much. Think I'll pass.
In Venice, I presume.
What do you know about Venice?
Nearly everything I need. That operation of yours didn't turn out so well, now did it? But I'm not here to reopen old wounds.
Didn't seem to mind opening new ones.
You see, Mr. Schmidt, I'm not particularly interested in you at all. Your presence here is just a result of a fortunate accident. On the Venice heist, you were accompanied by one Alexandra Novikova, and she's become quite the thorn in my side lately.
Alex? Is she okay?
I'd say that she's too okay for my liking. You know, your petty thief games don't interest me in the slightest. But if they're occurring on our turf and causing us trouble, that I do mind.
Good old Alex. Where is she?
That's precisely what I want to know, and where I believe you could be helpful. So here's my offer. If you deliver Alexandra Novikova to us, you can walk away and live out your Wild West John Wayne fantasies somewhere far away from here.
So that's your offer? Personally, I'd say I'm more of a Clint Eastwood type. But you know what I'm not? I'm no snitch. Even if I knew where Alex is or how to find her, there's no way I'm ratting her out. And the fact that you're sitting here talking to me right now tells me she must be really kicking your ass.
I suggest you reconsider my offer. It's a far better deal than you could have ever hoped for.
No deal. We're done here. Is there anything else I can help you with?
I thought you'd be more reasonable. But no matter. Mr. Schmid, you're going to help me whether you want to or not. Here's what's going to happen. Alexandra knows you're alive, and sooner or later she'll make a move to get you out, the good friend she is. And once she does, I'll be ready. And then, who knows? Maybe Elika representatives will be open to explore a potential deal.
Here's a deal for you. How about you go to hell?
Oh, I'm sure I will eventually.
This year marks the 9th anniversary of the privatization of the justice and prison system. The legislation, which still has numerous opponents, initially sparked unfounded concerns about potential corruption and discrimination against low-income groups. However, statistics confirm that the streets are now much safer, showing a decline in rates of violent crime.
Hey, Alex, think we might have found something.
Yes?
We analyzed those old news feeds like you asked. There were more than 2,000 reported incidents in the region in the specified time frame. So, to narrow it down, we started eliminating the irrelevant reports like traffic violations, robberies, gang hits, assassination attempts, corporate espionage, stuff like that. That left us with 3. Unfortunately, all of them unverified and without any visuals.
So, what do you have there?
This was an odd one. It's gang-related, but they apparently busted only one guy. Happened in the port here in the city about 4 weeks back. Thought it might be connected to the Venice shipment.
The timing's off. The shipment arrived almost a week later. It could be related to Drago's gang wars in the port. The circumstances are definitely suspicious, but this is not it. Okay, go on.
A guy captured during a big shootout downtown. Heavily chromed up with cyberware. Apparently extremely mentally unstable.
Werner has always been a little impulsive, but this doesn't sound like him. Okay, fingers crossed. Hit me.
Eventually we tried a different method. Kepler outlined the most likely routes between Venice and Istro City, and we searched for any incidents occurring along those routes.
A good idea.
This one took place further away southwest, but the location fits the criteria. Apparently started off as a regular street check, then turned into a total mess. This guy knocked out 4 operatives before getting riddled with bullets. Witnesses say he was still breathing and cursing when they fished him out of the river and took off.
Okay, that sounds promising.
Not trying to sound insensitive, but did you catch the part where the guy was riddled with bullets?
You shouldn't trust everything you read in the tabloids. Besides, Werner's a tough guy. He could handle a few hits without breaking a sweat. Zoya, you gotta understand. If there's the slightest chance Werner's still alive, I have to find him. He'd do the same for me.
Of course, Alex, I get it. Let's say that this really is your friend and that by some miracle he's alive. What's the next step?
Without Karel, we're likely unable to confirm the intel, and definitely not quickly enough. Anyway, if Vortex nabbed Werner, they've likely covered their tracks by now. Our only chance is to dig directly into the Vortex records.
Yeah, about that. Those records are not just out there for everyone to see. I've tried before, trust me. They keep them all in the central system on their internal grid.
Oh, shit. Let me guess.
Yeah, you'd need to infiltrate one of the major Vortex sites to access their system.
So, I guess I'll be paying a visit to Vortex HQ while we wait for word on the prototype's location.
Firstly, are you out of your mind? They're currently busy hunting you down, and you're just going to walk right in? And secondly, I'm definitely coming with you.
Are you sure about that? I mean, I appreciate everything you've done for me, but this is personal.
Nah, I've always wanted to peek inside the big, scary Vortex grid. And somebody's got to keep an eye on you. Who's gonna pay me if something happens to you? I already said I'm sticking around for the whole ride.
Nobody's paying anyone if we both kick the bucket either. But I guess I could really use your help on this. Captain?
Alexandra?
So what's the word on deck?
Well, the ship has grown a little silent with Corel gone. He didn't really expect to miss his constant jabbering. You know, we used to play cards sometimes while you were out in the field. Bluffed like there was no tomorrow, that man. Now, when you go out, it's just me and Louisa here.
Shame paws don't hold cards too well, huh?
I'd be lucky, actually. I bet she'd be a formidable opponent.
I've been in the game for quite some time, but I never really understood how this whole black market scene actually works. It's not like some hidden underground supermarket, is it?
Well, there are small spots like that here and there, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. The rest of it is practically invisible. It's a complex network of buyers and sellers and suppliers and brokers and middlemen and couriers. I think of it as a food delivery service where you can order almost anything, as long as you're not too bothered about where it came from.
How come the corpos haven't crushed the whole enterprise yet? I mean, they've got the resources, and this off-the-books trade must be hurting their profits.
Well, a couple of them tried, with mixed results. But I guess there's no surprise that for most corporations, it becomes a substantial income stream.
They're selling their own goods on the black market?
Of course, it will be sold there anyway, so why not cut out the middleman?
How about stolen containers loaded with secret proprietary biotech?
I checked a few times, don't worry. But I wouldn't be too surprised if that prototype of yours ended up there eventually.
Well, let's hope we get to it before that happens. Hey there, girl. You seem a little worried. What's going on? Ah, I see. You counted the people and it doesn't add up, huh? Yeah, I'm sorry, but Karel left us. He's probably not gonna return anytime soon. Bet you miss him. Especially his distinct aroma. He's really good at solving problems, you know. And at the moment, I find myself with a few too many of those on my plate. And now I'm walking into the lion's den. I'd feel a whole lot better with him watching my back. Though I suppose he'd try to talk me out of it. Might have been right, too. But I've got to find out what happened to Werner, or it'll haunt me for the rest of my miserable life. I promise I'll come back, okay? Can't have you losing any more friends, right? Right. Good talk. Who's a good girl?
Hey, Alex, wasn't Karel supposed to be with you? Been trying to get a hold of him all day. I'm cooking halushki for dinner, but the consistency's all off. I think I need real potatoes, not those tiny hydroponic ones.
I'm sorry. Karel skipped town. No idea when or if he's planning to return.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, it is.
Well, I'll check with Chaba to see if he can still score me some of those bootleg potatoes from Usherod. Otherwise, it looks like we're having rice for dinner.
Okay, so this is the Regional Vortex HQ here in the city.
That place has got some freaky mausoleum vibes.
Yeah, they're all about appearances. It may seem intimidating, but most of their goons are deployed in the field or stationed at outposts. It's mostly just a glorified office building.
Any details concerning incarcerations will fall under the jurisdiction of the Detention Services Department. Unfortunately, the Vortex Corporation is known for its extreme secrecy and security, especially regarding the internal layouts of its facilities.
We'll locate the place once we're inside. The only question is, how do we get in?
I disagree with the statement of that being the only unresolved issue.
The main entrances are the strongest security point. Once we're past them, nobody will give us a second glance.
If Karel was still here, he could have scored us some fake badges. But anyway, they'll likely have us on face recog anyways, so direct access is off the table.
The building's located in a densely populated area. We should be able to easily zipline onto the roof from the building across the street.
Did you just say we? Oh, no. Zipline? No way. That's got to be at least 6 stories high.
Exactly. Don't worry, it'll be fun. So, you up for a ladies' night out?
Yay!
Everything okay, Zoya?
Not sure. There was a moment I thought I was definitely gonna end up like a pancake on the street below.
Oh, come on. It's perfectly safe. Are you scared of heights?
What do you think? I'm a nerdy slum kid. I pretty much live underground.
Good thing you weren't up on that tower with me then.
Yeah, good thing.
Okay, let's focus. We need to locate the Detention Services Department as quickly as possible.
Shouldn't be too difficult. We just need to find an open console and check out the evacuation floor plan.
Sounds good. I'll make sure the path is clear.
Alex, I found some Werner Schmidt in the prison records. Busted just 3 weeks back. Does he look familiar?
That's him. Oh, they really have him. He's alive. I can't believe it. He's been alive this whole time. Wow.
He's being held in the Kuchaida MedSec prison here in the city, Block C, cell 24601-34, sharing a cell with some Dragomir Sharkan.
Ah, that's Drago, my old boss. So that's where he ended up.
Locked up in prison, hanging with the local mob boss? Yeah, that sounds like Werner. So we need to come up with a plan on how to bust him out of MedSec. That's not gonna be easy.
Well, it gets worse. If that's the plan, we're on the clock. They're moving both of them to some location called Delta Site 04 in just 3 days.
Where exactly is this Delta Site 04?
No idea. Sounds pretty spooky. There's no further detail here, as it's apparently classified and managed by the Covert Operations Department.
Sounds like a black site. Word on the street is that Vortex might be running secret off-the-grid prisons in East Europe and Central Africa. Some folks speculate they're based aboard massive ships. Others believe they're buried deep underground or submerged underwater. It might seem like conspiracy talk, but places like those would be perfect for making certain people vanish without a trace.
Certain people?
Well, it's not exactly a new concept, you know. Think business or political rivals, scientists, activists, terrorists, freedom fighters, mostly high-profile individuals or other people they could use as leverage in the future.
That's just awful.
Seems like Werner's playing with the big boys now. Damn. Any clue why they're moving him?
Seems like they tried to bust out, armed themselves, started a riot, and incapacitated at least a dozen guards.
Yeah, that's our Werner. One prison or another, I don't care. I'm getting him out. So, the way I see it, we've got two options. We either bust Werner out of prison in the next 3 days, or they lock him up in some super secret facility who knows where.
Well, there is a third option.
Going for the prison is a logical move, but the 3-day time frame adds a lot of pressure. And I'm willing to bet our good colonel anticipated this move. In fact, it's got trap written all over it.
Agreed. That assessment is quite rational.
Extracting Werner from some MaxSec secret underground fortress is a whole new level of crazy. And we'd need to pinpoint the exact location first. But having a contingency plan wouldn't hurt. Zoya, could you get us some more intel on that Delta 04 facility? Actually, intel on all of those facilities might come in handy.
Not a chance. It falls under the Covert Ops Department. They're running an isolated grid with crazy levels of ice. The only way in would be from the inside.
What's the third option, Captain?
When you're in the logistics game like me, moving stuff from A to B, the real weak spot is always the transport. There's always too many moving parts. So if we had the lowdown on when, where, and how they're moving them, we could ambush the prison transport.
That could work. We'd need really detailed information on that prison transport. Zoya, Kep, think you can get us something?
That falls under the Covert Ops Department. Their data is not accessible from here. We need direct access.
In that case, that's our next stop.